I got time for you. I got time for you. I ran out of propane for my heater a couple days ago, and then it just started snowing like crazy. And luckily, my bed is really, really warm, and I spent a lot of time in it. But then I discovered that I could just build a little fire in a little cast iron pot and sit on my front porch and be warm. And so I have been, right now what I'm doing, I'm sitting out here stripping yucca, so that this is what I have here. I'm stripping the yucca so I can make twine and I can make baskets. And what I do is I let it, once it's all stripped in pieces, it can dry, and then I just get it wet before I use it. It's easier to strip it while it's fresh though, so I didn't want these to dry before I strip them. So I'm just hanging out doing that, and I'm nice and toasty warm. I'm not sitting by my earth oven because it's actually up too high to keep me warm, or as warm, like it doesn't get my legs warm, which is what really gets cold, is my feet and legs. So it's a gorgeous snowy day. Well, it's not snowing anymore, but there's snow everywhere and everything's frozen. The goats came down the mountain to eat. It was interesting because they didn't come down the whole day that it snowed all day. And then they came down the next day, and I thought they'd be starving. But they barely ate. They ate some food, and then they went right back up. And I thought, what in the world? Why aren't they starving? Did their stomach shrink? But they came down again today, and I noticed them eating bark on the tree, and I was like, oh, duh, that's what they do when it's cold. I mean, when the ground's covered in snow and they can't eat stuff off the ground, they eat bark off of trees. Genius, right? So yesterday I sat out here with a fire, and I was playing with my molcajete, and I was pounding every kind of grain I could possibly, or seed I could think of, things that I'm not sure are food sources, but I tried them anyway. And I'll be sharing a lot more of that on another video, but I'm having a great time just sitting around my tiny little fire and staying warm and working on projects and experimenting with things. And sorry, I'm stoking the fire as I'm talking here. And I really get why teepees work now, because before I was like, hell no, would I want to be in that crazy snowy weather in the Midwest in a teepee if I was a Native American. But really, the fire is just incredible. I mean, just this little fire I'm sitting next to, it's just amazing how warm I am. And I'm pretty sure I would be better off right now with the teepee and a little fire inside than I am in my house with propane heater that isn't running, because it's pretty darn cold in there. But like I said, I'm very warm in my bed at night. I get crazy warm at night because, your body heat just builds up when you've got a lot of good blankets. So I think I'm finding through all the things that are happening, with, I guess you could call them problems, not having propane or not having water or not having certain things. It's making me more and more resourceful in very simplistic ways that are actually better. Like, I was raised in a culture where I think I need all these things to be comfortable, and I don't know anything different. So life is kind of teaching me to be more resourceful, and that it's simple. And I don't have to stress and strain and worry and work so hard. And that's the ironic thing, is you would think that with this lifestyle you'd have to work harder. Only if I had a regular job I had to go to would I have to work harder, because I'd have to spend a lot more time bathing and cleaning and heating up water, and I'd have to have more fast, efficient things. But now, because I have so much time, it's pretty simple. I mean, when it snowed all day and I had no heat, I just stayed in bed, and I was awesome, actually. I love just relaxing and daydreaming. You know, I could have read if I wanted to, but I didn't want to. I did internal gardening, that's what I call it, where I weed out all the negative crap in me and plant the good stuff. And it's easier to do because I'm having to be still. And that's another benefit of this lifestyle. So, stay tuned for what I make with these beauties. This is what the rat harvested for me. The rat ate the heart out of the yucca plant, so when I went to cut them, which is kind of time consuming to cut them because they're pretty sturdy and they're pokey, I had like 50 stalks just perfectly already cut for me thanks to the rat. Yay!